This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed.
Well, it was always an idea to do some sort of horror flick song, and when I came up on the beat, it was just perfect, and everything ran through perfect when I was writing it out. So it only took me 3 hours to actually write this out and actually put it together.
Working with Muzz is always a pleasure. I've done a lot of his stage work with photos, a little bit of video here and there. Like I said before, it's just basic stuff. I'm just grabbing footage of them doing their sets on stage, and I just wanted to expand. And when I heard he had a song that he wanted to come out based on the purge, he let me listen to it, and then he says, when should I release it? And I said, well, hey, my birthday is on the 3rd, and that's where the August 3rd comes into play. I love that song. I could literally see the film reels and movies in my head as I'm listening to each piece of that song. So I had to get involved, and after a while, once things got calmed down with career change and everything, I hit him up and I said, hey, what are you doing the next couple months? I want to know if I can help shoot a video for you.
My best friend and the singer of the music video, Muzz himself. He called me up one day and he said, how would you like to be a part of the music video? And I took it up.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system.
I actually found out about it in a Facebook group. I don't remember which Facebook group. I think it was AZ Haunters. And that's when someone said, do you want to be in a music video in the post? And I said, me. And it's my first music video. So I was like, okay, I'll step out of my comfort zone and do something. So that's how I heard about it.
My friend actually tagged me in the post.
Okay, who's that friend?
My friend Kim.
Cool.
My friend Paige actually tagged me in a post, and then you started messaging me when I responded.
Okay.
Welcome to the purge, where anything is legal for the next 12 fucking hours.
Chris called me up one day and he was like, hey, we need somebody to strangle. And I was like, all right.
He was like, oh, there's gonna be a super sick purge music video with a guy named the Muzz, and do you want to do it? And I was like, skate in a music video? Of course I will.
Muzz is having a bad hair day.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system.
Alright, there, cool. Yeah. And we're back there. I was like, I don't think we went over hand gestures on when we're supposed to go. Oh, yeah.
No, we didn't.
We did it. That's why I was helping you.
That's why it's volunteer.
You're the first to go.
This is your emergency broadcast system.
Probably when I was going down a parking garage hill and I had an AK-47 unloaded and everything, going down the hill and just holding that. It was super sick.
Yeah. Ready.
Probably getting to do some interesting things with special effects that I hadn't gotten to do before that I really wanted to, like putting a boot print on somebody's face.
Me being the victim that has a shoe print on their face. I volunteered.
I got covered in blood.
The bike with the AR was pretty cool.
Honestly, I would have to say that day one in its entirety was a blast. My best scene, I would have to say, is the running scene that we did when we doctored up one of the guys, Terrence, I think his name was. He was latex allergic or something like that, and we couldn't use the latex, and our person that did FX makeup did him up so well with the bullet hole that it looked so real. It was amazing.
What I liked about it is when I first, showed up there, how chill everyone is, from the cast crew. Basically, I had like an amazing time. Real talk.
There was plenty of good moments on there. We had some good ones where I was just blown away by the special effects creativity that Finn did with TH3MUZZ making the bullet hole in his head. It really impressed me because at the last minute he reminded us that he's allergic to latex, and that kind of put us in a small bind, but luckily Finn knows magic with a black grease pencil and some blood, and we made that work. You see it for a split second, but at that split second you're thinking, holy crap, this guy really did get shot in the head.
Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours.
Alright, cool. I think that's good right
The best moment was the time that was spent just making this whole music video happen. It's been such a wonderful experience for me, and I hope I get to do it again in the future.
This is not a test.
Again with this dude? Fuck this guy. There was this one business owner that we found one weekend who kept stopping his car in the area that we were filming, and it got a little annoying pretty quickly. The following weekend when we did B-roll footage, he was there again, and then he just kept circling us like a vulture. He had his phone out, started taking pictures and everything, which really didn't bother me at all because I let Mesa PD know what we were doing, that there was going to be a firearm with no rounds, and we were filming a music video, but he just seemed like a male Karen, and we just kind of taunted him a little bit. We probably shouldn't have, but once we went away, we got the final footage we needed.
It's funny because the Tempe, it's funny because the Tempe PD people told me that we're considered trespassing if we do film there. And we got a bunch of trespassing things here. Nobody says shit about it. But yeah, those people wouldn't get upset of us trespassing because we're bringing fame and exposure to that area.
I mean, we had the one hiccup at the top of the parking garage during the sunrise scene where the purge comes to a conclude. Basically, we had one of the security guys come up, and he was just like, hey guys, you can't be up here. And I kind of told him like, hey, you know what, I got permission from PD, and they said, hey, as long as we're not causing any interference, we're fine here. And he said, well, what do you guys need to do? And I said, well, look, I just need 5 minutes of your time. That's it, just 5 minutes. We need to film like not even a 30-second clip, and we'll be on our way. And then he said, let me call my manager, my supervisor real quick. And that's when I knew, this guy's buying us time. He's being cool. So we shot the footage. It worked out great, and we were gone.
This is not a test.
At one point, we all got dressed to look like the killers, and we just stood on the back of the truck, driving down the alley, and you don't see it, but in the distance, there were some people, and we were just sitting there on the truck, waving our guns around, waving high and all that, like it's just another day of Sunday.
Okay, so the funniest moment was definitely when it was me, Chris, and Muzz, and we were doing the shot where I was on the stove, and Chris was saying how to have my, I was on the stove, and then after he says action is all reach for the knife, and Muzz is gonna hit it out of my hand, and so he said action, didn't even give it a second of a thought, and Muzz immediately tried to grab for the knife, and then he was like, hey, you were too slow. So that was definitely the funniest.
I guess it was all funny. Watching Button get killed.
Action.
funniest moments, so there's some extra film from the strangle scene, and one of the frames makes it look like I'm getting raped by Muzz. Chris decides to put the photo in the group chat that I'm in for Xbox, and that became a huge thing. Just to clarify, that's not what happened. However, that's what the photo shows, and there's nothing I can say against it because the photo's too perfect. Like, if I try to fight it, then it just makes me look like a clown. So I just have to accept, it's not winning that battle. So that's not what happened, just to clarify. That was just a strangle scene.
Funniest moment, really, there was a lot of it. One of the execution scenes, we thought at point blank, we were saying, like, hey Muzz, what if you miss? And we all just cracked up laughing for a bit. Luckily Muzz was wearing his mask, so he didn't break any bearing or anything like that. Another scene was when we jokingly said, hey, what if this person actually does fall off the building? And that was funny for like a second. Then we're thinking, yeah, let's reconsider that part. And one of the scenes that you'll see in there that was probably mentioned already, in the song, there's a home invasion part, and I basically added a scene, replaced the scene, if you will, because there was one part of the song where he mentions about, fuck your bitch raw, and we really couldn't film that. We really couldn't. It would be a lot of negativity and controversy we didn't want to have on there, so we decided to kind of visually replace that with, obviously another execution. And there was a scene where I had one of the actresses try to defend herself with a knife, and Muzz smacks it out of her hand off the counter. We had to shoot that like 5 or 6 different takes because either it came out too slow, it came out a little too quick, and then there was one point where as soon as it said action, Muzz just reached for the knife and just smacks it, and Sydney didn't even go for it just yet. And so it was funny because immediately his reaction was, you weren't quick enough, and it was a little bit of an Easter egg in that film. So if you guys catch it, it's awesome. It's funny.
My instructions were to wait for her to grab the knife, but instead, when we did action, I waited for like 2 seconds, and I reached for the knife myself, and I leaned over. You were a little too slow at that.
Blessed be our new founding fathers.
I had a real blast filming this music video for Muzz, and I got a lot of my friends involved. He got a lot of his friends, and some new faces between the both of us involved. So we made a nice little connection here. We have a nice little network and strong family here that we're going to go move forward with on a few other video projects. This was the very first cinematic project I've ever done here, and the music video I thought was a great start. When Muzz presented the song to me before, him and I had kind of a past business venture together where I would do photos and videos for him on his stage work whenever he did a show, and I thought, you know what, I want to expand a little bit more, and I hit him up saying, hey, that Purge song you have that I like so much, I want to do a video for you, and that's how that came to be. Everyone I worked with, thank you so much for being so awesome and understanding and punctual. Those of you who couldn't make it, I totally understand. We've got other projects in the future that we're talking about, and we definitely want to have you involved.
I like the dude's work ethic. He really tries to come for perfection like I do, and it's something that I've missed for a long time since my last producer, Bishop. I haven't been able to put videos together unless I do it myself because nobody harnessed the same vision. And his passion behind wanting to do this one particular song was so unreal. And the first thing that I said to him when he's like, hey, I want to do this, I looked at him and I was like, look, there's a specific way I want this done. I want it cinema-wise, I want it film-wise, I want a lot of people involved in this. I want it to be something that's so unique to come out of Arizona, and he wanted to make sure it was done, and to the most part he did. There's not a beat that we've missed so far. So make sure that you look out for this. Shout out to everybody that was involved. There were a lot of hands involved. FX people, PD was involved. They let us have firearms. I appreciate that. We only got kicked off once of one place, but that was because security didn't want us around their bees. Bees, but seriously, we need bees. Thank you for everybody that's been in this film. I appreciate every single one of you. Building gang.